Well, welcome everybody to Happy Tales once again. I'm Jason, and behind the camera is
Beth. Hi, how is everybody?
Today we're talking about our flooring, and before we started jumping into the flooring, I kind of wanted to focus on this right here because this was the culprit of why we have to replace some of our flooring. We were down in, I think it was Louisiana, I'm pretty sure is where it was. We had some pretty rough roads, and well, these guys, we've never had an issue with them, and that's the famous last word. Well, we've never had a problem with it before, but what had happened is the road was really rough. We got some bouncing, and this guy came up, and then it proceeded to flip down, and I'll show you. It hit here, and then it really dug in over here. Amazingly, these guys didn't break. They are fairly heavy. So what we're going to do today is I just kind of wanted to show you these guys. We have since decided not to travel with them in place. We leave the sink pan open and we keep these locked in. There's a little cubby underneath the sink to where these go, and we have since decided to leave those guys there. We do have something I wanted to show you that Beth said, you know, we've never talked about this, and she wanted to make sure that we addressed it. And this is the sink pan cover right here. Excuse me, I'm sorry. We had tried a couple different things with our sinks, with our sponges, our straw brushes, stuff of that nature, and we had the suction style on there. We just didn't like them. They kind of got in the way. As you know, these sink pans aren't exactly the biggest. So, like everything else in an RV, space is at a premium. We came up with this guy. We found it on Amazon. We'll put it in the link. The thing we like a lot about this is that it sticks out past the counter and it really drains right into your sink pan. So it's fantastic. The other thing that we've recently acquired are these little sink stoppers. We used to use the mesh that you'd put in here, and it came up to be more of a pain in the butt because some stuff you could get in there and it wouldn't clean out. These are nice because they sit flush in here like so, and you just pull them out, and that's how you dump them out in your trash can, and then you just put them back and they go right back in. Ourselves have been extremely pleased with that. So those are two things that we just wanted to touch base real quick. We'll link both of those down in the description for you through our Amazon store, and you can get those for relatively cheap. I think they're all under 10 bucks. So back to the floor. So the two things that we're going to do with our flooring now, this is just our floor. This is a vinyl planking floor. So unlike a laminate linoleum floor that rolls out in sheets, these are just in our little planks, which we showed you in our prior video, which are these guys here. So we have a square edge on one side, a square edge on the other side, and then we have a taper across the top, taper on one side. So when you're laying this out, you just have to make sure that you're following what is already down here. So this is going to be our square side and our square side, and then our taper and our taper. Now these go together really easy. I've kind of already done this, so I know what we're looking for, but you'll want one of these. It's just a flexible 2-inch putty knife, 1.5 to 2 inch. You'll want a heat gun. Now, you should always carry a heat gun with you, especially if you RV in colder climate, and we'll talk about that later date. But the heat gun is awesome. So basically, you're going to come down here, and you're going to find where your corner is, and just like so, okay? So you're going to have to work it a little bit, okay? Just kind of keep working it up. It is vinyl, so it might snap on you. If it does, it's not the end of the world.
That's the piece you're throwing away after all.
Yes. So I just like to kind of work this thing back and forth. And you're going to pull it up. And you can hear the glue coming up with it. Now, there we go. As you can see, we had a little bit of adhesion here. Now, This tile, this is still extremely tacky. So if it was not, what you could use is you could use your heat gun, you'd plug it in, and you just kind of really lightly go across this. The heat will reactivate this glue. So now all we're going to do is we're going to put this tapered edge against here, and we're going to go against the edges, and we're going to just press it all down. Now, a little bit of a disclaimer. I didn't realize it till right now, and I'll grab this from Beth real quick. You can see the difference of it's a darker gray to a lighter gray. That might bother some of you. I really don't care. I would rather have not that than a little bit of gray. It's just a little different of trim. And you know, to be honest, if it really upsets you or really bothers you, you could come in with a Sharpie and just kind of tape off your edges, and then you could just kind of come in with a Sharpie or a marker of any color. The other thing you'll want to do, we're not worried about it because this thing went down so nice and it's a nice day out that we got nice adhesion, but you could put some weight on top of this and make sure that it seats down properly. I don't have any lips on this right now, so this is awesome, but you could put dehumidifier, you could put a stack of books, you could even go as far as putting a towel down and putting some bricks on top of it for, you know, at least 12 hours. Now, this one that is right next to it, you'll see that we have some, this is from the slide. This is a slide scraping. So I opted to replace this one as well. So basically the same process. We're going to come in here on a corner and we're going to lip it up, and we're just going to kind of work it on up and out. And you can see that it comes up pretty easy. And we're still maintaining the structure of this tile. And again, you know, we had a couple pieces of the flooring come up, nothing too major, and I wasn't prepared. I only grabbed one tile. And same thing, we're going to make sure that we have the right edge to edge, and then we'll put it in place. And that, my friends, is as easy as it is. It's really not that hard. This unit here is, well, I guess it's 3 years old now. And you can see that glue is still extremely tacky. If you have a problem, like I said, the heat gun is the way to go. It's super simple. Just don't sit there right on top of it, you know, about a foot away. Get that, it'll reactivate that glue. And you just put this down, put some weight on it, and good to go. Now you might ask, how are you going to do that one underneath the island? Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop off the kick panel here of our trim, and then we will, same thing, we'll just pull that panel up, we'll slide the new one underneath there, and we'll just push it right back down, and everything will be hunky-dory. And there's Hadrian trying to say hi to all the neighbors, and you know, he's just wanting to say hi to everybody as well. If you guys have any questions, please let us know. Again, even though Vanley is pretty much out of business now, you can still get stuff. Remember, they're still making motor coaches, and a lot of this stuff they're using on the motor coach. So we had no problem getting this stuff from them. It came really quick and it was shipped awesome, as you saw from that previous video, which I will link right up here. I can't say enough, and I'll have Beth's band back down here, and like I said, from the naked eye, if you know it's there, you can kind of see the difference. But what a difference that does in just, what was that, 5 minutes, if that? So again, if you guys got any questions, please let us know, and we'll see you guys next week. Have a great week. Bye-bye.